Hi, welcome everybody. Hello, this is Patty Bennett. Today we are talking all things Stampin' Up! In colors, all the new in colors that are being released for 2024 to 2026. So if you have joined the live, there is going to be a little red live button right up in the corner, and that's how you'll know that you are watching live on Facebook on Friday, March 29th. If you're watching some other time or on my blog or on YouTube, you are watching a replay, but I'm going to go back and answer questions if I can catch them for those watching replays as well. So, as usual, if you're watching live, please comment and say hello so that I know that you're here. And if you are watching a replay and you have a question, then you can use hashtag replay so that I can go back and easily find your question. Hey, hello, Elaine and Shannon and Jeanne and oh, that's funny. It's repeating all my comments. My goodness. I mean, it's repeating your comments. I'm seeing them all like 3 times. Crazy Facebook. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Yes, I love these new in colors as well. They are beautiful. At very first glance, I kind of thought that they were a little too pastel or subtle for my taste, but after working with them, oh my goodness, I love them so much. I really do. So we are going to give everybody just about 60 more seconds to find the live feed because I jumped on early today, and then we will get officially started. So let me just check and see who else has jumped on live. Hi, Mary. Hello, Donna in Washington. Hi, Julie. I'm sorry that I probably sound a little stuffy today. I am stuffy, and I'm going to do my best not to sniff and cough because that's really annoying. I know it is when you're watching a video. So somebody just tell me if I'm sniffing and coughing because I don't mean to. Hello, Kelly. Hey, Mary. Hey, Shannon. Hi, Robin. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Yes, loving the new in colors, Mary. I agree. They are beautiful. We are going to be making one of these cards today. I am going to show you what I did with the Zinnia die cuts. I have tips for you about the ink pads, the re-inkers, and I'm going to show you the new designer paper. Excuse me, sorry. A couple of the new embossing folders and the new ribbons. So we have lots to cover today. Please don't bug out early on me because we have lots to cover. Okay, so I think we are officially at the top of the hour. So I'm just going to say again, welcome to everyone who has caught the Facebook Live. Oh, okay, Debbie, I am going to talk about that. She said, my opinion on peach pie and mango melody. In fact, I found this the other day. This is a pair of Mango Melody blends. I didn't even know I had them. So we are going to talk about the comparison. If I forget, Debbie, remind me, okay? Hello, Sam in England. Hi, everybody. So this is Patty Bennett. I blog at pattystamps.com. I have over 6,000 blog posts for you there over lots and lots of years. I have over 425 free videos for you on my YouTube channel. I send out newsletters. I just post like everywhere. I love sharing with you, and I do thank you for following me. And I hope that you're excited today to look at the new in colors. So let's talk about these beautiful new colors. If you're not familiar with Stampin' Up, we have 40 what we call core colors, and then we have 5 in colors every year. And they last for 2 years, so we always kind of have this rotating new group of colors. So every year when the annual catalog debuts, 5 colors leave us and 5 colors come in. So this year, the 5 colors that are coming in are Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, which yes, we have had before, and Peach Pie. And I actually think they're gorgeous together, which doesn't always happen, but I think that's a huge bonus because if you want to use them together to create a project or do a class, I think they look fabulous together. I don't know. What do you all think? Do you agree? I really think that they look marvelous together. Oh, I can see you all are having a conversation over here. I am also from Southern California originally, born and raised in Pasadena. So hello to my fellow Southern Californians. What I did here was I have the cardstock, which you can see I just wrote on them to tell you what the color is. But I also am giving you sort of a sneak peek here of a new die that's coming out. It's actually a set of 12 circles with different patterns on them. And then also this is giving you a sneak peek of the new 6x6 paper stack patterns. So each year Stampin' Up! Has had a paper stack in each color family as well as the in colors. And sometimes the patterns carry over, sometimes they change. So this is a year where they are changing. So here are the 4 patterns. We have this beautiful leafy background. I don't even really know what that's called. Maybe kind of a brocade. I don't know. I really don't know. And then a stripe and a dot. So those are actually, right here are the 4 patterns. But since there are 5 colors, then you're seeing one of them twice. I love the patterns. In all honesty, I'm not super wild about that, but the good news is it's the dots on the other side, and I absolutely love the dots. So there you go. I solved that issue. But those are the patterns that you'll find for all 4 color families plus the 2 sets of in colors. So that just gives you a little peek. And by the way, if you're wondering, well, how did I get all these products? For the demonstrators who attended on stage in Houston a couple of weeks ago, we got to do what they call a product purchase premiere. So it's exclusive to those who attended the event. We got to purchase products, not just in colors, but lots of products. And that's how I got these. So that's, if you're wondering, that's how it happened. This is what the new catalog looks like. It will start for customers on May 1st, and all other demonstrators who did not attend on stage can do their pre-order starting April 2nd. So that's just coming up in a few days. So there's a peek into the cardstock colors, the designer paper. You can see the ink pads here. You know, no surprise there. You know what the ink pads look like. So those are the colors. I found them to be, you know, pretty true to the label. I stamped with them. You'll see that in a minute. And I found that both the cardstock and the stamping with the ink pads and the blends, everything really looked pretty true to color. So that was great. There's also the ribbons. And you know, I love it when the ribbon is pliable. Look how pliable it is. It ties a beautiful knot. It ties a beautiful bow. It stays in place. It's not super lumpy. You know that I love that. So there are the ribbons. Let me hold it close and hold still for a minute. You can see it has like a double stitching, and it kind of has a right and a wrong side. You know, when you stitch on a sewing machine, how you can definitely see the difference between the top stitch and the back side. It's a little bit like that, but really, unless you're kind of hunting for that, both sides are totally usable. They kind of look the same. So I would really not fret about a front and or a right and a wrong. To me, it's completely interchangeable. And I'll hold it up there so you can see it on a card. It ties beautifully. It stays put. I'm loving that new ribbon. You can see here I have the new Stampin' Blends. We also offer the Stampin' Right markers. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, the only thing we could not order in that pre order in Houston were the re-inkers. So or the ink refills, however you want to say it. So we don't have those yet. I don't know if they were maybe held up in shipping or something. I really don't know. I didn't ask why we didn't have them, but I'm going to go ahead and share this tip right now because I'm so afraid I'm going to forget to share it with you. I want to show you something that I do. You all know, if you've been following me a while, that I love to arrange my ink pads, my Stampin' Blends, my cardstock, and my ink refills in rainbow order. I incorporate the in colors into that rainbow order every year. So every year I'll pull out the 5 retiring in colors and I rearrange my rainbow a little bit and I incorporate these. So they're not in color families. Those of you who still love color families, totally wonderful. There's no right and wrong. You know, do what works for your brain, your eye, your room, etc., your craft room. But for those of you who work in color families, you will always know what the in colors are because they're probably stacked together. But for those of you like me that do rainbow order, I kind of like to look up at I'm pointing because they're over here in front of me. I like to look at my ink pads and I like to know right off the bat which colors are in colors. So this is what I do. Sorry, that was like a really long introduction to what I'm talking about. But I use the current Stampin' Up embellishments that they usually offer them in colors. So this is easy to do. This year I grabbed this one because it's a little darker, stands out a little more. And I just put a dot on my labels. And that allows me, when I look up in front of me at my ink pads, I know exactly which ones are in colors. And it's almost not even important to me anymore because I don't work in color families. I just work in color. I like to see all my greens, all my purples, all my reds. And that's kind of how I work. So you can see there, that's what I do. And I just want to share something with you because about once a month or so, I have someone ask me, "Oh, do you sell these labels? I love your labels on your ink pads." So I just want to show you, they're on the back. Not everybody knows this, and that's totally fine. You may not know that they are on the back. So the top one is in English, which I've taken off to put here. And then we have our other languages, and then there's a blank one. And let me just show you. I use my old trusty, what do you call this thing? The pokey tool, whatever it's called, right? And that's how I lift them off. So you can lift those off of there very easily. And I know that some demonstrators like to put them on the side so that when your ink pad is open, you can see that. Some demonstrators also like to put it here in that little well. And you can do any of those things with these extra labels. So I just wanted to point that out because I mean, I feel bad that some people don't know that everybody gets the labels free. I know it's like just a given for those of us that have been around a while, but for some people, they don't know that. So there's a tip. And the other tip I want to give you is I do the same thing in my ink refill or re-inker drawer. I have them kind of in rainbow order. This is just a photo because I can't lift up my drawer and show you. So I have my reds, oranges, and yellows, my blues and greens, my pinks and purples, and then these are just kind of the neutrals. And I grab one of the dots, it's the same as I just showed you, and I put it on top of my ink refill, and I use, let me see if I have it handy here, the fine point Sharpie, and I just write, I don't write the whole name, like this just says Poppy, and I write on there and then I put the dot. And so I can just see at a glance. My eye can kind of go to like, oh, I'm looking for Parakeet Party. So where is the light green? Here they are. Oh, there I go. And it's easy for me to just pick it up and use it. But like I said, we weren't able to get the new in color ink refills yet. So I don't have those to show you, but I just wanted to show you that that is how I use Stampin' Up embellishments to label my ink refills. Now, if there isn't one that's close, then what I do is I'll grab, or excuse me, if there isn't one that is exactly the color, I will grab a Stampin' Blend and I will color something that's really close with the correct color, and then I will use that. So if you don't have all of them, or if you have white ones, I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not going to go through my whole bin, but I'm pretty sure we offer white. You could color them, with all of your blends and make your colors. Before we had blends, I colored them with a Sharpie marker that was close in color. So anyway, I know, sorry, that was like a really long tip, but you know me, I love to give all the tips that I can. Okay, so Mary Jane is asking, do I have a current list of rainbow order, including the colors? Yes. So on my blog, I do have the current, well, I do it every year, but I have the current and past rainbow order. You can either search rainbow order on my blog, or I'm going to tell you an easier way to find it. At pattystamps.com, up at the top of my blog, there is a button that says My Craft Room. If you click that, there is a huge list of all of these things that we've been talking about. There's rainbow order, there's how I store my blends, how I store my ink pads, how I store my cardstock rainbow order, like everything is there. How I store my dies, everything is all linked under that My Craft Room link. That's the easiest way to find it. And I do have a free download with all of the Stampin' Up! Colors on Avery labels that you can download on that post. Now, for this coming year, I can't open the catalog, but for those of you that have the catalog, this color wheel is in the new catalog. Not with this little topper thing. This is something we'll get into over the coming year. But this wheel with the colors is in the catalog. And that is what I am going to use this year for my rainbow order. If you've been around a while, you know that I don't really put the neutrals in my rainbow order. To me, rainbow order is colors, and the neutrals, I don't know why, in my mind, aren't really part of the rainbow. They're not part of the Roy G. Biv, right? The red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, violet. So I will use this for my rainbow order. Yes, I will probably post it at some point, but I would just encourage all of you to use this. And then what I always do is after I get everything in order, I kind of stare at it for a few days, and I will often go and switch a couple colors that to my eye need to be in a different spot. But I will say I am super happy with this rainbow order. I don't think I'm going to do much adjusting, but you will find this wheel in the catalog. I think it's page 132. And then you can do that for yourself if you want to do that this year. Mary is asking, when do demonstrators get the paper copy? So on the demonstrator website, there's a whole list of dates. It tells you all of that under catalog details. They were mailed out bulk mail about a week ago. And it says on there, if you don't have it by April 25th, to contact Stampin' Up. And let's see, let me just look at other questions. Hang on one second. No problem, Nell. You can watch the replay, but I'm glad you're joining. Let's see. Oh, good. You liked the tips. I'm glad you liked the dots. I'm glad you liked that. Thank you. Thank you. And let me just see. Was there any other questions? I don't see. Okay, I don't see other questions. I'm not going to take any extra time. If you had a question and I missed it, please let me know and repost it at the end. Wait till the end so that I can show you these cards, and then we will catch questions. So these cards, I wanted to use all the new in colors to just show you kind of how they all look and how they work together. I just couldn't, in my mind, I just couldn't make a flower with Shy Shamrock. And I know you're saying like, well, it could be a shamrock. Well, yeah, but these are flowers. This is the Zinnia die, the Simply Zinnia die set. And I just thought, well, if I use Shy Shamrock for all of the leaves and the stems, then you'll get to see it. And that way I used the other 4 colors to do my die cutting and my stamping, and then you can see all 5 of them together. So that's what I elected to do. Yes, Gay, I have a cold. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I sound so nasally. I'm trying to get through this without coughing and sniffing. So, yeah, so let me show you how I made these. I used the new in color cardstock, and I die cut lots of the stems and the leaves, the little centers. I did a flower for Summer Splash. I don't know why I want to say slush, but it's Summer Splash, so I have to get it right. Petunia Pop, Peach Pie, and the Pretty in Pink. Now, if anybody has the Pretty in Pink cardstock and ink from before, from years and years and years ago, please do a comparison and let me know how it compares. I'm assuming it's basically the same. I don't keep retired product, so I don't have the retired Pretty in Pink to know, but I'm guessing it's really close. And then what I decided to do, let's see, which one shall we make? I don't know. Which one shall we make, my friends? I'm kind of thinking Petunia Pop. Let's make Petunia Pop. I do want to mention that this awesomely cute card design was originally from one of my amazing downline, and her name is Joanne Hewins. She had this sort of the same basic idea, and she shared it with our Love to Stamp group. We have an amazing, awesome online community in our private Facebook group that shares every day lots of fun projects. And she shared kind of this basic layout, and I thought, I love this, and this would make a great way to showcase the new colors. So I, kind of copied it from her, and I die cut with the Zinnia, Simply Zinnia dies, these 2 pieces, which are different. So you have that one, and that one. And then there are these 2 little pieces that kind of look like a waving hand. And I kind of have a funny story about those. I may or may not share my embarrassment about that, but we'll see. I probably will, because I don't want you to make the same mistake. Anyway. And then there's a center, and then there's this little other centerpiece, so we'll use both. There's this great leaf. I think this is an awesome shape leaf that you could use with any flower die cuts. This little piece is here for this bud. And then if you wanted to stamp, did I keep the stamp set out? Here it is. This is part of the online exclusives, by the way. This is not new in the new catalog. You can get this right now. This cluster of zinnias can be die cut with this, and the larger flower can be die cut with that. And then you can see that you also have the double leaf die cut there. And then it has some beautiful greetings as well. So you can use both. I just did the die cut pieces. Oh, Summer Splash is Tracy's new favorite color. Awesome. I really am digging them all. I really... Oh, the stackable bins, Tanya, I have an entire video on that. TJ Maxx. If you go on my YouTube channel, Patty Stamps or Patty Bennett on YouTube, search for TJ Maxx and you'll find my entire video on my haul from TJ Maxx. They're awesome. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kathy. They are beautiful, aren't they? Hi, Jenny. No problem. We're just kind of getting towards the end here, but you can watch the replay. Oh, thank you. Trisha says that she has heard other demonstrators mention that the Pretty in Pink is an exact match. Thank you very much. Thank you for telling me. Okay. Oh, wait. There was another question. Oh, maybe not. Okay. All right. So then what I did was I grabbed a mini blending brush. You could use either size. Doesn't have to be mini. And in my brain, I kind of think that the one with the larger middle, see how this has a bigger middle and this has a smaller center. I think this is the back piece so that it allows you some space to stack them. So I decided that I was going to give the piece that goes in the back some extra color just to help give it like a little shadow in the, not shadow, shading, a little contrast in the back there. And then that way, when you layer the lighter one on top of the darker one, can you see that? It actually looks like you've used more than one color cardstock, but you haven't. And so that way you get a really nice contrast. And I did. I started in the middle of that upper piece, and I just gave the center and a little area around the center some extra color. Okay, now here's the embarrassing part. And of course, I picked the color that I did it wrong. So let me pick a color where I did it right, and I'll show you. These little pieces that I said looked like waving hands, they're actually different. You can see that, right? They're slightly different. Well, I didn't realize that. I thought Stampin' Up! Just gave us 2 so that we could cut them twice as fast. And as luck would have it, I actually correctly used those pieces on my other cards to layer, and then they kind of like offset. And see, like when you layer one on top of the other, then you can see them both. Well, as it turns out, on the petunia one, I used the same 2 on the card, and then when I layered them, they went right on top of each other, and you can't even see that there's 2 layers. Silly me. So now we have 2 of the same again. Excuse me, sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give one of them some of this shading. Okay, so that at least when I stack them, I'm going to be mindful of trying to offset them a little like that, and then at least you'll see that there's 2 of them. But I just thought how ironic that I picked this one, and that's the one with the wrong die cuts. Oh well, I don't know. You might be like, what is she even talking about? So sorry if I'm blabbering and it's not making sense. Okay, little liquid, oh yeah. Come on, Tom, as Tammy would say. Come on, Tom. Really? Tom. Please work. I haven't stamped in several days, and so it's a little, there we go. It was a little gunked up. So to layer them, like I said, that one with the larger center, I think it's meant to be in back so that it gives you a little bit of space for your glue. And then aren't they pretty when they're layered? I just think that's really beautiful. Really pretty. And those centers, I cut them in all the colors. I really wasn't sure if I would want to do the same color or if I would want to do a contrast. So I don't know if you noticed on my cards, but I did play around with that. So the peach pie, I layered on that because orange and purple are complementary colors. So that kind of goes together. On the peach, I did the pretty in pink center. The pretty in pink has the pretty in pink center. And then I just decided to be wild, and I did the petunia on the summer splash. So you can do whatever you'd like. You can mix and match, totally, whatever you would like to do. And this little piece, I think, from the samples I've seen, you can either put it down first and then do that center so that it gives you, see how it gives you kind of that little peekaboo of color? Or you can put it on top, as I did on a couple of my samples. And I think really you can do either one. I don't think there's particularly a right or a wrong on this. I don't know. I did not look up zinnias on, hang on, just dropped my flower center. I did not Google zinnias to see what the center actually looks like. For all I know, maybe it's even black or brown or something and I'm doing it totally wrong. But, you know, this is my own work of art. I can really have it however I want it, right? I just want to see how this would look. Just for the tiniest. You know what? I like that. I'm going to do that. Just for the tiniest pop of color. So let's just do tiny little bits of glue and put that there. And you could pop these up on dimensionals, but I am just going to do liquid glue because I'm going to pop the whole flower up with dimensionals, and I just don't want this super ultra thick. I like this. What do you think? I like that. I think that's pretty. I like that. So we can assemble our card. And I used a new embossing folder on all of these. I don't know if you noticed it. It's called Eyelet. And since it was in the pre-order and it was new, I just thought, well, why not use it? But since the Zinnia does have a matching embossing folder, I thought let's try it out for this card that we're making together. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is what Joanne used on her card that I got the inspiration from. So we'll layer it on the Petunia Pop. Oh, thank you. Jenny says, I'm trying to read and glue at the same time. Jenny says she looked it up and they have a yellowish center ring. So I did it perfect. Oh my gosh. What do you even know? That was a very happy accident, wasn't it? Thanks, Tammy. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Thank you, everybody. Jane, so she says, I wish Stampin' Up! Would sell the tweezers separately. I have a really funny story about the tweezers for you. So I bought that whole, what is it called? Embossing Basics or something like that, where it has the trays, the embossing buddy, and the tweezers. I bought that whole thing just to get the tweezers because I wanted the tweezers. I have never been good at these reverse tweezers, but I thought, okay, you know, I'm going to give it a chance and I'm going to see if I can be coordinated enough to actually use these, right? Well, long ago, after I very first got that in my order, I lost the tweezers. And I thought they were just, you know, lost and gone forever, Clementine, like I'd never find them ever again. And I was so sad. And the funny thing was, I was looking in my craft room for white tweezers because I kept remembering that the tip was white. I thought this was white. And so I kept looking and looking for white. All along, they were actually sitting right here in my bin, but all I could see was the black because I had them sitting like this. So this whole year that I've been looking for them, they've been sitting there and I didn't know. And I just found them. So anyway. Okay, anyway. Now that you know my silly story, let's get going. So this is the designer paper that I showed you at the beginning. Remember we looked at those 4 new patterns. And I love the dots. It's my favorite pattern. So I decided I'm using it. I put that down first. And then I used the ribbon. And I really wasn't sure if I wanted to do bows or knots, but when in doubt, I always do a knot just because you can't fail with a knot, right? Sometimes the bow is like a little much for, it's like one too many things happening on your card, but a knot you can just never go wrong with. So here's another little tip for you. You know how we used to sell those amazing, what we all called ribbon scissors? And they stopped selling them years ago. Okay, one day I accidentally grabbed this pair of scissors out of my bucket instead of my ribbon scissors. And it is like a titanium non-stick, not expensive. It was at Staples. It was maybe, I don't know, $9 or $15 or something, not expensive. It cuts ribbon like nobody's business. I mean, it cuts amazing. So I was like, wow, okay. So anyway, if you can't find your ribbon scissors or you don't have them or whatever, that is a great thing to have. Alrighty, I stamped. I don't know if I left it. I didn't leave it mounted. So I stamped from this new Simply Said set, and I stamped hello with the Petunia Pop. And this die is new. It is in, did I have that over here? Please hold. I did. It is in Unbounded Love. So it's this die right here. I thought maybe it would cut an oval, but it doesn't. It cuts the entire scalloped oval shape with, can you see those little stitch dots? So that's what it cuts. And I thought, oh, well, surely there's an oval in this set to die cut a center, but there's not. Okay, so what do? I look all over, and I did find this. This is retiring. This is in the All That die set, and I love this die set. You know, if you have another oval or whatever, totally great. Use whatever oval you have. Maybe you have an oval punch that would work, whatever. But that's what I had handy, and so that's what I used for my little layer. And I stamped it a little bit towards the top of the oval because the ribbon kind of covers up a little bit of the oval. And let's see, I glued this down. I was trying to think, what was my order here? I glued this, tucked it under the oval, and then, I know, don't faint, I used 2 dimensionals instead of a piece of foam adhesive sheet, just because 2 dimensionals fit like perfectly. And then I tucked that sort of under right there. And now we need the stem. So we have a stem and a leaf. And then we have this little piece that we're going to use. And okay, let's see if I can be kind of proficient with this. Like I said, I'm still kind of learning to use this reverse tweezer. It's not something I ever grew up with in my crafting life. I think it's kind of a newer thing than my age. My crafting started in the 60s and 70s, friends. I did not start crafting when these things were out. So I tucked it under the ribbon, and then my leaf went like that. And then I did a little bit of glue on this little piece. Okay, this is weird to me. I don't know, this reverse thing. Maybe my brain just, I don't know. I need a reverse tweezer lesson. That's all right. So then those, uh-oh, where'd my other one go? Oh no, did I lose it? No? Oh no, where'd it go? Where'd the other layer go? Man, really? Did anybody see where it went? Well, we're not going to waste time with it. We are just going to put, it's all right. I was going to layer it like I showed you, but somehow it's flown the coop. So I'm just going to tuck the one layer under. If I find the other one, I'll add it. But that goes under there. And then the flower can just go right on top of the stem. And I think the reason that this stem has that dot is if you wanted to actually like assemble, let me get one of these out. If you wanted to take this and you wanted to start assembling a flower and glue it on and start building it like this, not on the card like I did, that's why it has kind of a dot there so that you have somewhere to anchor it. I think that's why it has that large part at the top. Yes, Donna, you will be able to get these things in the pre-order. The only thing I don't think that's in pre-order was this set of 12 circle dies that I showed you earlier. This is something that I purchased as part of an add-on to the Houston Onstage experience. We got to pick a bundle ahead of time, and we did not realize at the time that it was kind of exclusive, or I didn't realize that it was like exclusive. So this I don't think is on pre-order, but the other things that I am showing you, yes, will be on pre-order. Okay, back to the card. So you can see the difference between the eyelet embossing folder and the Zinnia. Sorry, needed a drink of water. I love them both. I think they're both fabulous. Either way works, right? And then let's add some dots. I think I want to see. I want to see how, if we try to pick up this. No, I don't like it. I wanted just to see what it would look like if I tried to pick up the color of the peach pie. But in my eye, I don't know about you, but I don't think this is like a total match. To me, this is almost more like the old Mango Melody, and that is peachy-er. So I don't think that that matches 100% like I wanted it to. I thought maybe it would just pick up that color, but I think what I'm going to do is use the shimmer in the Petunia Pop and just do the same as I did on the other card, because I just really like how that came out. These are beautiful. These shimmer, in color shimmer gems are gorgeous. Hate to say it, but I could see these going on back order pretty dang quick because they're so pretty. Let me see. Oh, I could have done that, Candace. Yes, I could have added the blends. I could have colored it with the blends. Robin Pink would have been pretty also. Oh, Tammy, you got yours. Okay, I don't have mine yet. Here, the catalog. Oh, Trina says, what do you mean by reverse tweezers? All right, so let's look at that. So normal tweezers, okay, this is like a normal tweezer. It's open. When you use it, you pinch it and you hold it shut. Okay, so if I wanted to pick up this flower and put glue on it, I would pinch it shut and I would have to keep pinching, right? I would turn it over and I would put glue on it, and I'm pinching this. Reverse tweezers are already shut. Do you see that? They're already closed. When I pinch it, it opens. So I pinch it, I clamp it, and look, I don't have to hold the tweezer. It's holding the item. I did not grow up with this amazing invention, so I'm just not used to, my brain does not think, let go of the tweezer. My brain thinks, pinch the tweezer. Well, then what happens? That's what happens. So it's marvelous for what it does, but my brain does not comprehend that I can let go. So that's what I mean by reverse tweezers. So there you go. You're welcome, Trina. I'm glad you asked because I bet not everybody understood that either. Thank you, Trina. Yes, Westcott, is that the brand? This says True Red, T-R-U-R-E, or I think it says that, T-R-U-R-E-D for this one. Sorry, I'm sorry. All right, so let's keep going. That reminded me because Debbie had asked in the beginning about a comparison of my older favorite Mango Melody, which I just found these in my drawer, didn't even know I had them, and the new Peach Pie. So, is the camera picking that up? Can you see that? Mango Melody to my eye is more yellow. Peach Pie is more orangish. So that's the comparison. Now, what I just found interesting is when I grabbed this and I told you I think it looks like the old Mango Melody. Look at that. I think it looks a lot like the old Mango Melody, which makes me very happy. So there you go. There's the comparison. Interesting, right? I also wanted to show you, there's another new embossing folder that was part of the pre-order, and you might have seen me post about this. It is 6 by 8.5 inches, and there's another one. There's two of them that are 6 by 8.5 inches. And this one is called Dotted Circles. And I just cut down pieces of the new in colors just to show you how fun this embossing folder is. Isn't it amazing? And I posted a week or so ago saying, I wonder what the possibilities are for using some of these new dies and die cutting out rings of these embossed circles. So you have 12 possibilities with that to mix and match with the new Dotted Circle 3D embossing folder. So I wanted to show you that. And just a tip, because people often ask, when you are using any 3D embossing folder, you use your platform in your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You take your paper that you are embossing, whatever it is, you put it inside your folder, you lay it down, and then you only use, this is number 4, it's a specialty plate, the gray plate, that's your sandwich. You run it through spine end first, and then it embosses. So no other plates, no other shims, nothing else. Platform, 3D folder with your paper, gray plate on top. And this is a separate item. If you don't have it, you can purchase it so that you can use the 3D embossing folders. The Zinnia that I just showed you is also a 3D. The eyelet that I just showed you, which is new, is also a 3D. So that's how you do that sandwich. I am going to look at comments for just a minute. Hang on just a second here. Oh, okay. True Red is comparable to Westcott. Thank you. Ah, True Red is the Staples line. You know what, Trisha? That makes complete sense because their logo is red, right? So that makes sense. Yes, I love that circle embossing folder too. It's amazing. Lynn says, keep trying with the tweezers. They'll become my best friend. I try. I really try. And now that I found them, like, yay, right? Now I will use them more. So there you go. That is a look at the new Stampin' Up! In colors. And here we have the Shy Shamrock. And there are the pads. They're so beautiful. These colors are lovely. The Zinnia is available right now while supplies last. And the Zinnia embossing folder is available now. The Zinnia set is available. I think the paper is on low inventory though, so don't miss out on the paper if you've been wanting to get it. The other items I showed you are available to demonstrators on April 2nd. So that's coming up. If you're watching this live, that's coming up really soon. And the annual catalog starts May 1st. I will be mailing it out to all of my regular customers who order with me regularly. I don't want to call them a regular customer because they're amazing. My awesome customers who order with me regularly will be getting one from me automatically. And for those who might be new, you can always request one on my blog in April. I'll have a post up about that. And if you want to be a demonstrator to order early, I would love to talk to you about that. I have a contact button on my blog. I would welcome you into our Love to Stamp group. We have almost 400 people nationwide. We have a very active group. We have lots of fun. We share every day. Such kind people, such fun people in our group, men and women all over the country. So I'm going to hang out a minute to see if you have any questions. And if you've had all your questions answered, feel free, almost had another Pattyism there, feel free to jump off. If you have questions, hang out, we'll chat for a few minutes. And I look forward to seeing you next week here as well on our Friday Lives. And please visit my blog. You know what? There were over 1,500 comments for the 3 blog candy offers this week. There is still time to enter. If you haven't entered, I have 3 days of blog candy. You're welcome to go enter those. I'll be doing the drawing on, I think it's Sunday. That's Easter, huh? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be posting the winners on Monday. So you still have time to go enter if you're watching live and you want to do that. Angela, you are so kind. She says, you are amazingly talented. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, Tracy, you are going to love these new colors when you start using them. They are so amazing. Thanks, Kathy. She loves the cards. Fran loves the in colors. Oh, okay. Jacqueline says the Zinnia paper went on back order this morning. Oh, and did somebody say the set also? Candace. Okay. Popular suite. The Zinnia suite is so popular. Yes, Mary, the ink pads do come in a set. The markers come in a set. You can get the assortment of the cardstock as well. Ribbons are separate. Blends are separate. Trying to think what else. I think that pretty much covers it. Any other questions? Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. She said, congratulations on my $3 million sales achievement. Thank you so much. Oh, Robin says, try the tweezers in your non-dominant hand till you get used to them. What do I do with them? Oh, you're there. So, if I use them in my left hand, you know what? I think you're right, because then I would be using the glue in my dominant hand, and I would probably be less likely to want to squeeze it. Thank you so much for that tip. That makes total sense. You know what? I should write on here, left hand, and that'll remind me. I love that tip. Thank you. Let's see. Jennifer says, can you tell us again where to look on the website about our catalogs? Jennifer, I assume you're a demonstrator. If you go to the top under Happening Now, there's a tab all about catalogs, catalog details, catalog download, catalog dates, all of those things. Yeah, Jennifer, most people haven't received their copy yet. I have not received my copy yet either. The one I was showing you was from Houston. So they are coming. They were mailed bulk mail, and most demonstrators have not received theirs yet. They're just starting to come in waves. Yes, Kathy, I agree. So cool that we can all share with each other. I love chatting with you. I love seeing your comments and your tips and your amazingly kind comments. Thank you as always so much. Oh, Nell just got hers. Okay. And I know Nell is here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, I have not received mine. I saw Tammy said she got hers. She lives close to me. So they're coming. They're coming. It's just, it takes a while to send out tens of thousands of catalogs. Oh, good. Lois says she received hers 2 days ago in Texas. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you. It's been I guess I need to say the disclaimer. It's been 29 years of hard work, dedicated work, and less than 1% of demonstrators do achieve the top levels. I'm the 5th demonstrator in Stampin' Up! To reach that level. So it is not typical of all demonstrators. I'm just required to say that, and I'm kind of glad that you said that so that I would remember to give the disclaimer. Oh, good. Okay, Mary got hers in Ohio. Amber got hers in Lincoln, California. Awesome. Oh, Patty, you got yours in El Dorado Hills. Okay, good. So they're coming. They're coming. It just takes a long, long time to send out tens of thousands of catalogs. Oh, good. Lynn got hers in Stockton, California on Monday. So, yeah, they're being received. Thank you, Tanya. So sweet of you. Thank you. Oh, arrived in New York yesterday. Okay, Margaret. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you all. I don't see any other questions coming in, so I will let you go. I will have this replay up on YouTube later this afternoon. It'll be on my blog tomorrow, which will be March 30th. Where did March go? Can I just ask everybody, like, where did March go? I don't know. I don't know. It was just celebration, wasn't it? Like yesterday? Oh my goodness. And I will see you all here live next week. Thank you, Jennifer. I do feel better. I know I just sound funny, and I'm sorry about that, but thank you so much. I'm feeling better. Happy Easter. Yes, happy Easter. Thank you, Robin. I'm glad you enjoyed our class today. Well, everybody have a wonderful Easter weekend, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.